Hello everybody, today a look at two exquisite, really lovely compact gentleman knives. I will be looking at the Spyderco Kopa, and this is one with the Giraffe bone handle, and the Fallkniven U2. I will first discuss the U2. Fallkniven is a really good Swedish company. It's actually, now what I think about it, it's incredible that I've got only two knives by them, this one and the mighty F1, that I will still discuss in a future clip. So a really no-nonsense company actually. You see that with all their products, they are elegant, well made. Some of them are made for rougher use, but they're always to the point. No nonsense, no how would I say frivolous details. No, that's really not Fallkniven. They are always designed in Sweden and always made in Japan, and indeed they sport that somewhat sterile perfection that's typical for Japanese products, and also then with the no-nonsense Swedish design, this gives them a very purposeful look and feel, you could say. The U2 is one of their cheaper ones actually. While it is one of the cheaper ones, and you notice that with the Zeitel handle, so it's a decent kind of plastic, you could say, Zeitel. It's actually not a budget knife. Well, it is budget in cost, but it has a really good blade. From, if the camera picks it up, SGPS, it says it's a powder steel. But probably the camera doesn't focus so close. A powder steel which with a Rockwell of a bit more than 60, so comparable to ZTP steel, you could say, but is proprietary for Fallkniven. This means actually this little knife is astoundingly hard and astoundingly sharp. There is a video on YouTube, I think it's by Cutlery Lover, where he splits a hair in two. So that's so really out of the box is tremendously sharp. Which is interesting. I only used mine a bit until now, while it's very good, but you see with my other reviews that I actually have far too many pocket knives. That's why I didn't have to sharpen it yet. Probably it is worth with this kind of very hard knives to sharpen them often. It is a laminated kind of steel, so maybe the camera does pick up. Yes, you see now there's a line here. So actually you have the very hard core blade, and laminated left and right is a softer steel, probably 420, but which gives some elasticity to the hull, which is interesting. Otherwise, what we have, a simple backlock, but that works pretty well. I mean, there's no play on it. It's strictly two-hand. For some people that's an issue. For me it doesn't really matter. You can adjust the pivot here at this side. There's a lanyard, but there is no clip. It's really a light, keep it in your pocket kind of knife. What do I mean with light? Well, it's around 40 grams, so that is really not heavy at all. And the blade is 6.5 centimeters long, which is well, it's less than, it is something like 2.5 inches, you could say. And the thickness, I would guess it at 2 millimeters and a bit. Yeah, it's around 2 millimeters. So a very practical pocket knife, which you actually have to use to appreciate it, because like all Fallknivens, it's no nonsense, it's to the point. Now have a look here at Spyderco, a company that I discussed already numerous times before, because actually it's the production company of which I have most knives. It's also the I don't have so many American designed knives, I noticed. It's probably a coincidence, rather that my tastes are more European usually, except Spyderco, which I always like a lot. And so, well, Spyderco have a few compact knives, and I already discussed the interesting affordable Dragonfly. Well, you can say that the Kopa is kind of an upmarket Dragonfly, because it's more luxurious edition, and actually they have just about stopped making them. They made something like 17 series, each 600 pieces, and each of these 17 series had a different handle inlay. So yes, some people collect them all. I never do that, I just buy one. I prefer to have different knives actually with my budget. And and near the giraffe bone, I mean, this looks quite luxurious. it can be a bit more orangey, it can be a bit more brown. It depends really on what model you exactly have, because they no two are exactly the same. So compared to the simple Dragonfly, actually, you can see this is really pretty luxuriously made with steel bolsters, adding to the solidity of it. A VG10 blade with here, well, it is, how long is it? Let's see. It is well, also something like 6.5 centimeters, depending on from where you measure. So it's 2.5 inches, you could say. But the cutting edge itself is smaller, is 5 centimeters. Say that is 2 inches. Now, so yes, only 5 inches, but VG10 still means that for it is actually very capable. And the way this is made, so well, I close it now. It's very compact. It's heavier than the U2. The U2 was only 40 grams, something like that. This is around 74 grams. So, but which is still very pocketable. Well, I open it. What you always have with smaller Spydercos, well, you open them well enough with the hole with one hand, but I always think that the bigger ones are easier to open with one hand. But okay, and very well made backlock. That's the Spyderco do that very well. They have a light clip here, you see, with a big opening, so that you see more of the scale. It's only at this side here. I've only used this knife a few times actually, but I may take the clip off, because I think this kind of elegant knives are better without clip, just hanging around in your pocket, you could say. So, and also what I like here is, so yes, indeed, the cutting edge is not that long, but the even with a small handle, they do that also with the kiwi a bit. You have this part of the handle and the beginning here of the blade, the ricasso, actually together they make a good hole actually for your finger, so also your finger won't slip on it. Typical with the Spyderco hump going upwards, it also allows for very precise cutting. That is so really a pretty lovely gentleman knife, and if you can find one of them still, no matter which handle inlay, actually they are really cool if you crave exquisite small knives, a good alternative. Well, so I put them side by side. If you have not yet tried Fallkniven, then the U2 is really an interesting pocket knife, also a nice gift for people who are not totally into knives but who like the utility of it all. It's light, it's compact, it's non-threatening in any way, so that is also a good point. It will stay sharp in a tremendously long amount, and it has a very good blade. So really nice. Only you could say the handle material feels a bit cheap. Well, that you have with Cytel. Now, Fallkniven has alternatives which are slightly bigger with nicer handles, like the H9, etc. But they cost at least double these more upmarket Fallkniven. And then we have here one of the more luxurious Spydercos. Instead of their high-tech inlays that you are used to with Spyderco, this one has a beautiful giraffe bone. Perfect gentleman knife, but a strong kind of gentleman knife that you can use for pretty heavy cutting. So I hope you found this an interesting overview, and feel free to leave feedback.